Hey guys, my name is Dr. Film, and yes, I'm going to whisper throughout this whole review.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not gonna do that. Before we begin, you should know that this review will contain no spoilers. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for reviews and more. And please feel free to follow me on TikTok for more fun videos and content. And so, without further ado, let us begin reviewing A Quiet Place, Day 1. Run.
Characters and story.
Now first, let's talk about our main characters, starting with Sam, played by Lupita Nyong'o, and Eric, played by Joseph Quinn. And they did, honestly, a good job carrying this movie on their shoulders. Even though we're not technically following the family from the previous movies, and let's be honest, these kids are not going to stay young forever, I do like this decision to follow these particular characters instead. Take Sam for instance. In the beginning, she may seem like your ordinary citizen, but as soon as the invasion starts, you would soon find yourselves attached to this character. You would sympathize with her, and you would find yourselves understanding her reasons to go deeper into the city as the movie progressed. And as for Eric, at first, I wasn't sure about this character. I mean, I thought it was kind of strange for her to meet this character and suddenly they're together. But as you follow along these characters, you would find yourselves learning more about his past life, and you would understand completely why he insists to go with her. As for the story surprisingly did a good job establishing how Day 1 began. It was engaging, the pacing was nicely even, and on the plus side, it does well tackling some thoughtful themes and ideas through our main characters. Although, I feel like they missed the opportunity to explore more of this Day 1. Because we're so focused on following these two characters that we never actually got to see what the world was like outside of New York City. Now, I'm not saying the movie should have had a much more complex story, nothing like that. You know, something that would make us feel like we're in the first day of the apocalypse. Not to mention, we still don't know why these creatures came here on Earth. I guess we're gonna have to wait another sequel to find that out. But still though, where did they come from? Shut up!
Suspense and CGI.
The suspense was dreadful, nerve-wracking. It keeps you on the edge of your seats at all times. Not to mention, they're in New York City, where anything can make a loud noise. Heck, everyone in the theater room was quiet during this scene where Eric comes across one of the aliens. Now, when a movie makes an audience that silent during this scene, it's doing something right.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Oh, and as for the effects, the CGI of these aliens look pretty good. Quite honestly, I can't recall one scene where any of these creatures felt out of place. That's how good the CGI was in this movie. Like this scene, for instance. What are you looking at? Don't judge me!
2 weeks later.
Overall, my friends, this movie was not that bad. Heck, I might even say that this prequel might be as good as Furiosa in my opinion. This movie was actually quite simple, yet so compelling at the same time. From the characters, the performances, the incredible sound design, and a self-contained story that does well showing us what happened on Day 1. Although, I have to admit, I wouldn't exactly say this movie is as good as the first one or the second one, and despite the film's intentions of showing us what happened on Day 1, I feel like the filmmakers didn't really go all out with this concept, especially considering that we were only seeing these events happen in New York City. But despite the nitpicks I had with this movie, I still recommend it, and I'm very curious to see where they're taking this franchise next. Although I do sincerely hope that they do have an end for this franchise. Because everyone knows that when a franchise goes on for far too long, it will just become another stick in the mud. So please don't screw this up. With all that said, I give A Quiet Place Day 1 an 8.5 out of 10. Woo! That's the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. And please, follow me on Instagram at Dr. Film Roncess for updates on my channel. And as always, I will see you guys at our next appointment. Shh.